Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is amicamarie. Thanks for clicking on this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let's just get into this video. Hey guys, I'm editing this video right now and I really debated on posting it because I've been trying to edit it for 3 days, and every time I edit it I cry because I continuously said Phillipa Soo's name wrong, and it really broke my heart because I already talked about how I look up to her and how she's amazing and I would love to meet her, and I continuously said her name wrong, so it was kind of heartbreaking. But I'm still gonna post this video because it took me so long to edit it and so long to record and make sure it was perfect. And I'm listening to the soundtrack right now and I have so many emotions, so I'm just gonna post it. So
sugar, spice, and everything nice.
First off, let me take these glasses off. So today we're doing a Hamilton review video and I'm so excited to do this video. So first off, I just want to say I don't really have a background in theater. I did plays and stuff when I was little, but I do want to get back into acting because I really miss it. I haven't done it since middle school and I really miss it. So hopefully I can get back into acting. But I do watch lots and lots of plays and musicals and Broadway performances. I follow a lot of Broadway actors and actresses. I listen, like my whole playlist is soundtracks from different musicals. So I'm pretty up to date with the musicals. I know about most musicals. Some of my favorite musicals are Waitress, Now Hamilton, Mean Girls, The Book of Mormon, Beetlejuice. I have lots of favorites and I probably didn't mention all of them. If you like theater, you know it's hard to find a good version. You know there'd be the bootleg versions on YouTube. So I'm glad that Disney put Hamilton on Disney Plus because it was good. It was amazing. Let's just say that. It was amazing. Some of y'all don't know what Hamilton is. So Hamilton is an award-winning show, Broadway show, of course, and it was written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and it's just so amazing. It was produced in 2015. It came out in 2015, and it's very different from most musicals because it's a hip-hop musical. You don't really expect to see Thomas Jefferson rapping, so I love that aspect and how it's very different from most musicals. A lot of people think that it's a movie. It's not. It's a pro shot that was filmed in 2016 and it has most of the original cast. I don't know if it's all of the original cast, but I know it's most of the original principals in it. So I'm pretty sure it's a lot of the original cast. Hamilton came out on Disney Plus on July 3rd. In my time, 3 a.m., but in Pacific Standard Time, it came out at 12 a.m., so they were lucky. And the show lasts around 2 hours and 40 minutes, so it's not that long, and it includes an intermission, which I thought that was hilarious how they put the intermission in there because it gives you time to readjust, get ready, because Act 2, you gotta get ready for that. The whole Disney Plus experience, it gives you a Broadway show. It gives you different angles, different perspectives, and it was just so amazing. It still is amazing, and you should definitely watch it. First, I'm going to talk about some of my favorite characters. My favorite character, 100,000% my favorite character, is Eliza, played by Phillipa Soo. She was just amazing. She carried the show. Some of my other favorite characters are Jefferson and Lafayette, and that's played by the same actor, so of course I feel like I would like both of them because it's played by the same actor. Some of my least favorite characters was Aaron Burr, of course. If you've seen it, you know why. And Hamilton, I didn't really like Hamilton because I didn't like how he treated Eliza. But of course he's the main character, but I just think that he did Eliza dirty. But he is very inspirational because he came from nothing. He was an orphan and he is in everybody's history books, but you don't really learn about him. He's like one of the founding fathers that you don't learn about, but he actually did a lot of stuff. My favorite actors and actresses, look at my iPad for this because I want to make sure I get their names right. So again, Phillipa Soo, Renee Elise Goldsberry, and Daveed Diggs and Anthony Ramos. Those are my favorite characters. My favorite songs are going to be that first favorite song, of course, Burn. I love Burn. I just cried in the car over Burn. I love Burn. Number 2 is Skylar Sisters. That song is just women empowerment. Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy is just amazing. Number 3 is Guns and Ships, because you know I have to support America's favorite fighting Frenchman, period. Number 4 is Reynolds Pamphlet. Well, it was actually tied into Burn because same situation. I'm not gonna elaborate on it because I still want y'all to watch it, but those two songs are connected. Number 5 is Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story, because it applies to everybody. The song just makes me cry every time, because if you think about it, like if you listen to the lyrics, it applies to everybody. You don't get to choose who lives, who dies, or who tells your story and how your legacy continues. So you have to put that work in to make sure that people remember you and you go down in history. I'm just gonna go over my overall thoughts about the show. So my first thought is how I rate it. I rated it 1,000 out of 10 because it is amazing. It's well written. It has emotion. It has drama. It has everything that you need out of the show, and that's why I rated it so high. Next, I'm gonna talk about the soundtrack. The soundtrack, it won a Grammy. Of course, I love the soundtrack. I rated 100,000 out of 10. It has amazing music. The quality of the music is immaculate. Like, it is amazing. Because of the music alone, it's one of my favorite musicals. But the acting with the music, it just puts it way above every musical that I love because it's just amazing. I'm gonna read some of my favorite lyrics from the show because these just stood out to me. So the first one is $10 founding father without a father. That one stood out to me because Alexander Hamilton, he didn't have a father, and then his mother died. So he came from nothing, and now he's a founding father. So that just shows me and anybody else that you don't have to have anything to be remembered in history. You just need yourself, and your education can take you a long way. Every single lyric in Burn, it just stood out to me because I just love that song. I will cry to this song every day. I just love that song, and my heart aches for Eliza because what Alexander Hamilton did to her was just ridiculous. Elika's whole verse in Reynolds' pamphlet is amazing, which also ties into Satisfied because the verse in Reynolds' pamphlet is similar to one of her verses in Satisfied, so it was just amazing. She really stood up for her sister, and she showed that she loves her sister. And the last lyric that stood out to me was Everyone Give It Up for America's Favorite Fighting Frenchman, because that whole song, Guns and Ships, that whole song, Chef's Kiss. Another thought I had was Anthony Ramos' bae. He's cute, period. Now, but in the show, he was fine. He is fine. Another thought I had was that David Diggs, I hope I said his name wrong, is so talented. Like, how he played 2 characters. Many of these people played 2 characters, but he's one, like, I stood up, like, you can see the contrast of his characters. First he played Lafayette, and then he played Thomas Jefferson, and the diversity of the characters that he played was strong. He had to have a whole different accent for Lafayette because of course he was French, and Thomas Jefferson, he came with the slag, rap battling. It was just amazing. Another thought I had was that the show was well written and that I loved seeing a bunch of black guys. Well, not even black, some of them weren't black, but I love seeing different races playing old dead white men because I just thought that was funny, turn the tables a little bit. Another thought I had was that it was a roller coaster of emotions. The beginning of the show to the end of the show, you'll be feeling 2 different types of ways. From Act 1 to Act 2 is totally different. Like, Act 1 is more happy and cheery, and Act 2 is when everything happens. It's when you're on the roller coaster, then all the emotions hit. I cried at Act 2 probably like a million times because so much things happen to people who I believe that didn't deserve it. Like I said with Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story, you don't get to choose in Act 2. You see, you really don't get to choose anything in your life except you're the only person who has in control of your life, but at the same time you don't because it's hard to say. Well, back to the Act 1, Act 2 thing. Act 1 is when the excitement and anticipation builds up. Act 2 is sadness and all the emotions come out and you really realize. Like, Act 2 is more of a lesson. Like, Act 1 builds up the lesson, Act 2 shows you the lesson. Another thought I had was that I feel bad for Angelica because she was faced with, in her words, I'm a girl in a world in which my only job is marry rich. Girl in the world, my only job is marry rich. My father has no sense of either one has such a clap for once. I could just go on, but it's just so sad because she loved, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but she didn't get to end up with the person she really loved. So it's not kind of sad, it is sad because of her life choice and how she cares for her sister and her family. She put her family before herself, and she puts Eliza before herself. And it's just so, I respect Angelica for that, but it's just so sad that she didn't really get the ending she deserved. Angelica, she fought for women's rights. She fought for everything, and she just didn't get what she deserved. I just feel bad for her. So the next one I'm gonna read because it's very long. Cause I wrote the points I want to talk about, but this one is really long, so I just want to read it out and then I'll talk about it. So it says, Eliza really held it down for Alexander because he was terrible to her and published the Reynolds pamphlet, which I thought was just ridiculous. And my heart ached for her, and when she sung Burn, I couldn't stop crying. And every time I hear Burn, I blow my eyes up. And Phillipa Soo did an amazing job portraying Eliza. She has an amazing voice. She is so talented, and she was one of the reasons I fell in love with this show. Okay, Eliza carried the show. Without Eliza, Alexander's story would not be told. And we're going to get into that the next point. But without Eliza, Alexander would be nothing. Like, he would be something, but she was his support. When he did some messed up things to Eliza. My heart goes out for Eliza. She held it down for all those people. She held it down. And back then, many women's story didn't get told. And she made it her responsibility to get Alexander's story out. So I just have so much respect for her. And Phillipa, I hope I'm saying her name right. I just adore her. Like, she is so talented. Like, I wish I could be that talented. She has her so much. She is amazing. She's the reason I want to keep watching this show. I keep listening to her songs because she really did an amazing job. Like, she did her job, and she did her job well. I just believe that she's an amazing actress. Not every actress has that potential to make you feel their character's pain. And when, I'm not gonna spoil what happens. Some stuff happens a lot. She loses a lot of people in her life, and she makes you feel that in your heart. Her loss, her pain, her sorrow. She makes you feel that in her heart with her singing, with her acting, how she works the stage. Even she is just amazing. If you just watch the film for her, if you don't want to watch it, just watch it for her. She will make you love the film. She made me love the film. Well, it's not a film. She will make you love the show. She made me love the show. She'll make you love the show. She is amazing. Please watch it for her. She is amazing. I'm not hyping her up. This video should be called I'm like a fangirling over Phillipa Soo for this many minutes because she's incredible. Like, I would love to meet her. She's incredible. Okay, the next point is that I've been seeing this. I've seen this on Twitter. I've seen it on TikTok, and it made me realize I had the thought in my mind, but I wasn't sure if I was right. But I was right. So the show is called Hamilton, and not Alexander Hamilton, because it's a story of Alexander and capital and Eliza, not Alexander. If it was about Alexander, it would be called Alexander Hamilton, but it's not. It's called Hamilton because they got married. Her name was Eliza Schuyler Hamilton, and she told her Alexander's story. So I said Eliza is telling the story of Hamilton to carry his legacy, because this comes out in the song Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story. So this is what to say about the Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story part, because there's a lot of conspiracy theories about it. So I said a common mistake is that the audience thinks that when Eliza takes the gasp, because in the song she gasped, is that it's because it was her last breath. But in reality, she's speaking to the audience and breaking the fourth wall, which is an acting term, a theater term, I should say. I've seen people say that she's gasping at everyone in the audience because she sees everyone in the audience and sees that people are interested in Alexander's story and that she did her job. And this is all in the Who Lives, Who Dies to Tell Your Story song. And I believe that Eliza carried the musical and the real story, because Eliza, after the incident, I'm not going to say what happened, but after the incident that happened to Alexander, she lived 50 years after that. So she dedicated her life to make sure that Alexander's legacy would still remain. She built an orphanage. She did so many things, and I just respect her as a woman. And all the women in this show should be respected because they did so much stuff to show that women are equal, and they all wanted to push for women's rights. Like in Skylar Sisters, Angelica talks about she wanted to talk to Jefferson because in the second edition of the Constitution, women need to be added because it says all men are created equal, but it should be that everyone is created equal because women should be included in that. And I love that part. I love this show. If you couldn't tell, I've been fangirling the whole time. I love Phillipa Soo. She's just so amazing. Like, please watch it for Phillipa Soo. She is an amazing actress. And I just love the whole show, and I loved how it's hip-hop. And I just love all the different races coming together to tell this story. And you kind of forget about the historical context about, like, all these men are white and racist and had, like, you forget about that. And it's just so nice. And the songs, if you don't watch the show, just listen to the soundtrack. Soundtrack, like I said, chef's kiss. It is amazing. So I 100,000% recommend the show to you because even if you don't like theater, you will like it. If you like rap music, you'll like it because they're rapping. You want to see Thomas Jefferson and Alexander have a rap battle? It's there in the cabinet meeting. So it's just so amazing. And the show is just so amazing, and I fell in love with it. And like I said, you should watch it. So that was my review on the show Hamilton. I loved it. If you couldn't tell in this video, I hope you like it. Comment video ideas. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I love you all. So leaning back. Peace.